Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a drugstore get ready with me. The brand is L'Oreal, and I got a full face of L'Oreal products on here. Most of them are ones I've never tried before, and so if you want to find out how I arrived at this face, if I liked it or not, if I'd buy it again, if I wished I hadn't bought it to begin with, then just keep watching. So I have this whole box full of L'Oreal products here. We're going to open these up and we're going to do this stuff on camera, see what kind of a face we get going with it. And I was looking in here and I've already discovered that I made an error. I thought that I got at least 2 of these L'Oreal sticks. Now, I think that the Smokey ones are new, and I tried, but guys, they were sold out. So maybe they're good, but I only see 1 in here. And I thought I at least got 2. The only one it shows I got is Hypnotic Mauve in 120. This. Why is this always happening to me?
Why am I such a misfit? You can't open it.
If you don't use your teeth, it's not going to come off.
I'm just going to put this on like a one and done kind of situation. And then if I want to jazz it up some, we'll use powder shadows, even though I could have used like a cream stick in a contrasting color, but I didn't buy one, evidently. So let's put this on. And then this, because it's going to be a little sticky, I guess, will also act as maybe a primer of sorts to blend eyeshadows. We're going to take it up here. Whoa, that is so creamy that some of it came off. I'm just going to do this, take it all the way up. I like it. I wonder how eyeshadows blend on top of it. I mean, that looks good. I kind of wish I'd have gotten a more sugary color now. I always pick the wrong colors. Let us dip a little bit into Pop Nongi and brighten up the inner a little. I just like a more dimensional look instead of, you know, this. And I think what I'm going to do is get a little bit of my Savior and put it up here under my brow. Let's get a little bit. Me and my sister, Little Bit is named after my sister, in case you didn't know. Me and my sister went to the Beefing Boards yesterday to see Little Mermaid. It was spectacular. It really was. They even had her hooked up to cables and brought her through the audience like she's swimming in the sea with her little fin on and everything. And it was just a real spectacular show. We had such a good time. But something happened that has never happened before in all of the years, and it's got to be like over 30 that our family has gone to the Beefing Boards. This is the first time this ever happened. After we went outside, we kind of figured it out, I think. They inside didn't know if they kicked a plug or what happened, but all of a sudden everything goes black and we hear them say, "Actors leave the stage," or something, and we're like, what's going on? And we just kind of, like, the best we could see each other, look at each other to try and figure out what is happening right now. And then this guy comes on the speaker and he says, you know, we have experienced technical difficulties. Just stay in your seats, please, and we'll get this going. So we do, but we're like, wow, this has never happened before. So when they got everything back on, everybody took their places again and they began the show all over again. But then, like, the projector, you know how you get an error message on your computer, if you have Windows especially, that says, like, your computer wasn't turned off right, or whatever. That's what's big, because it's coming from the projector. On the background of the set, there's in big letters, and everyone can read it. It says, you know, the projector was not turned off correctly. This could have been a power issue. And it's behind the actors, right? So they're doing their show, and this is on the stage behind them. We have never seen a technical difficulty happen during a show, but, you know, nobody was mad, of course. When we left, the light right out in front of the place, you know, to go onto the interstate was blinking. It's out. So we thought, oh, this must have been something happened in the area and took out the power. Probably nobody accidentally kicked out I hope somebody told them that, because somebody might get in trouble, you know. All right, which one of you unplugged it? And that also reminded me that when I had my business here, I had a business of my own here at this house for 20 some years. And I pay for business internet. That means they got to come out here within a certain amount of time. And I was very on it because it was expensive. So I would call them and tell them, you know, I need you to come out here. I got the clock running, buddy, you know, because I'm going to make sure that they get this fixed and up. And they're trying to go through stuff with me on the phone, right? Because they don't want to have to come out here. But I'm a little tech savvy at the time, and not so much anymore, but I was a little tech savvy at the time. And I'm like, no, I've pinged the servers. I know all this blah, 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 you know, come out here and fix it. They come out. And what was wrong was that I accidentally kicked the power surger under my desk and took out the power to the modem. Yeah, it was me. So they come out and they get under the desk and he's like, ma'am, you have turned off the power to the modem. I was so embarrassed because I gave them such a hard time to get out here. All right, that's not exactly like I like it, but it's not the fault of the stick. It doesn't feel sticky. You know, I don't think my skin is sticking together. It dried down good. It looks really pretty. I just chose the wrong shade. I think that this would be so much better if it was a sugary color. Okay, let's finish this eye look. And I got this Infallible up to 36-hour gel grip. And I got this because I wanted to see if this is like Lancome's Le Stilo, which I love. I love that eyeliner. It's creamy. It's got a little thing on the end there that you can smudge it with. And I like to use it under here, like a little bit in the waterline. But Le Stilo, for me anyway, isn't the pencil that goes in the waterline and stays there. It's a nice accenting, smudging thing that I just love. So let's see how close this is, or if it actually will stay in the waterline. This is the color that I got it in. So it's a brown color. Decided not to get black. Woohoo! And I'm going to take it here and see. It goes in. Can you hear that airplane? Man, they're really loud this morning. It's really quiet in the house today. Shy Guy hasn't got the TV on yet, and it's kind of quiet. So maybe that's why I hear it. It's because there's not a lot of noise going on here. Let's get these off. I'm going to use it like I do Le Stilo, which is basically, I'm going to turn it like on its side so that I get a little bit under and a little bit in my waterline. And I usually just like to bring it about mid-pupil. And let's use, oh, that's a sharpener. Isn't there also a, yeah. Let's use this and smudge it. The Lancome one, I had to waste it because it got hard somehow. So I had to buy a new one recently, and it's in the box. I don't want to open it yet because I'll be doing that during the Fritzyville Get Ready With Me. But, you know, hopefully when I do that, I'll be able to compare it to this. But so far, that went in nice. But will she stay? That is what we don't know. I'm just going to run it right there. And we shall see. This is in the color Taupe Gray, not a brown. I think I will take this stick here and just kind of finish here on the bottom, coming from the corner, and meet that. When it comes to mascara, is there really such a thing as a bad L'Oreal mascara? I can't think of one off the top of my head. It's like Maybelline, right? And didn't L'Oreal acquire, I mean, yeah, in case you never knew it, L'Oreal has owned Maybelline for like almost 30 years. They've owned it for a while, and I bet you it's because of their mascara. Because Maybelline has really great mascara. Okay, so this is the Telescopic Lift, and I chose this one because I couldn't remember. I didn't know, like, is this that one that the wand bends? No, it's not. It's a flat wand, and it's got bristles on the ends, so you can lift, right? So you can take the flat end and kind of lift the lashes up, is my guess. And let us see. It's okay that I opened this because we've got mascaras that are going out in the Fritzyville basket, so I need a new mascara open. Let's put this one on and see if I like it. Like I said, it's kind of not fair. I think I like every mascara for one reason or another that L'Oreal does. Let's put that through, and then we'll take the flat side and lift these lashes up as we go. And because that's so boring, I'll be back. All right, let's stop here and talk about what I did, because I'm sure that you may notice that the center of my eyelid is brighter now. I can't stand it. I just had to do it. But I only put something right in the middle, okay? I left everything else alone, and I thought, let's just go ahead and use a La Mercier so that it's the same kind of a product, right? And so I feel confident that I would have loved it more if I had gotten this kind of a shade instead of this. But we will talk about all these products at the end, what I thought about them as I used them, like this mascara. So I also started to take this off. And then I thought, well, let's just go ahead and do it on camera. So I got a little bit of the mascara here, and all you need to do is let that dry and take a Q-tip, and you can just lift it right off. And I probably would have done better if I hadn't used, if it was just powder eyeshadow, but there you go. That just took that right off there. And let's move on. But before I do, I want you to see this brush up close, so you know why it's Telescopic Lift instead of just regular telescopic. As you can tell by looking at the mascara wand, it has a flat side that's meant to lift the lashes up, and that is why it's called Telescopic Lift. Another reason that I chose L'Oreal to start with on the drugstore makeup is because of this pen. I bought this pen not that long ago, Faux Brow, and look, it's got 2 prongs on it. I fell in love with this and thought this is the one that I love. But I don't like using a pen all by itself. And like I said, another reason is because I want to be able to have all of this fresh in my mind, maybe even compare them when I do the long comb get ready with me. So this here, I wanted to see, do I like their little pencil? It is the Brow Stylist Definer, and I got it in ash brown. And then I plan to use the pen with it. Oh my. I just really don't like opening drugstore products. I should probably do that before I bring it on the camera.
That would make way too much sense.
Let's see what ash brown looks like. It's kind of a more hard pencil. Ooh, that looks more blonde than ash brown. Now, I almost always take the cap off the spoolie and throw it away, but this one here I could look through and see which end is the spoolie, so maybe I won't do that. Let me start through my brow and see if I'm gonna like this. Okay, so it does go lots creamier on the brow, your face, than it does your hand. The spoolie is rough. She a rough rider there. That's not so soft. So what I'm going to do now is just create a shadow on my skin where I have no hairs, and we'll use the pen to create hairs. This is much lighter than I thought. Did I always used to use brown or brunette with L'Oreal?
Speak up, I can't hear you.
She can't hear you.
Now let's use the pen, and I don't know, guys. I just thought I saw some leakage. Is this thing gonna leak like the NYX? The NYX one, it gets all over your clothes. Because I don't want to have stuff leaking all over my clothes. And this shirt, it's my Alice shirt. Alice in Wonderland. I'm not going anywhere in this because it's too tight. Not because I don't like the shirt. There. I like that. But let's put a little bit through here because it's not the same color for sure. Can you see what is happening there? It's getting yucky around the base. I've never seen a brow pen do that before. I mean, I'd rather it do it on the base of it and I wipe it off than to have it just splurt out all over my clothes. But I've not seen Maybellines do that. Weird. The spoolie on that pencil is definitely harder anyway. And it takes... Oh my gosh, I am making a mess.
Can't you just leave well enough alone?
Maybe if the brow pencil was the same color like the other pencils I've been using this with, you know, this would be a better situation, but yeah. Let's let that dry for a little bit and go over it softly with a spoolie and see if we can get that softened up a little bit, but we will move on. Talk about all that stuff at the end. Let's go ahead and put on some primer. I already had this. I remember that this stuff was like a dupe for a product that Lancome doesn't make anymore. Lancome does not make, they had two, Prep and Prime Matte and Hydrate. They don't have it anymore. They just have La Base. I already know I like it. And if you liked that from Lancome, hopefully L'Oreal still makes this. While that's setting down here, let's talk about the foundation I got, which I'm super stoked to try. And it's this, although I gotta tell you, this feels really light. This is called the Skin Ink. And the reason I'm excited to use this is because a lot of days these days, what I like doing is just using a concealer and no foundation at all. I just take a concealer, come around my nose, spot my face, go under my eyes, and then I might dust a little powder on me, but then that's it. I move on to bronzer and all that stuff, and I'm not even using a foundation. That's why I am intrigued about the Skin Tint, is because it's supposed to be a foundation concealer kind of product. Oh, this has, ew, this has a yucky. Okay, it's got ball bearings in there, so we need to shake it up. Hopefully that scent is going to go away. I took the test because none of these shades, it was like, what? L'Oreal almost always has a shade light enough for me. And it said, you know, find your shade or whatever, so I did. And this smells weird. I don't like that smell. What is it? What's in this? It reminds me of why I never use Wet n Wild. The photo focus is supposed to be like so great, but I can't do it. I can almost always look at a L'Oreal foundation and go, okay, that's my shade. Usually it's the one that's next to the lightest. But on this, no, I couldn't. If I were using a concealer to do my makeup, here's what I would do. I'd come down my nose and I would get my nose, okay, all around here. That's super, super, like thin, light, not light in color. Let's put it over with my finger over here, because I would tap with concealer. How does it look? I mean, it's okay, but I think you're going to go through this really fast. Let's try over here. Because if I have my Dior concealer that I'm using this month, this is how I would do it. I wouldn't try to plaster it all over my face. I would just do my face. This is supposed to be a hybrid. Foundation, concealer. Well, that dried up. We got to get some more. We're going to be through this fast, I can tell you that right now. You'll have to buy another one soon. 20 is more yellow than I am. Can you see that? What is this awful smell? I'm not exaggerating. You should have seen Shy Guy's face when I said, here, smell this. He said, it smells like some kind of awful glue. It's not playing nice. Let's try a brush. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and try to put it on my face. We'll just put some here, here. Because this is so light. This isn't even concealer light. You know what I mean? I mean, this is too light for a concealer even. And when I'm saying that, I don't mean light color. I mean light finish. Well, there's a new wrinkle I didn't know I had. Okay then. I don't like this so far. I really don't. Is there powder in this too? It looks like I put on my foundation and powdered it. This is not something I'm going to need to put powder with. I don't know. Final thoughts are coming. How's it feel? A little bit tacky. The smell does dissipate, but I don't enjoy it. Let's see if I can soften this a little bit. No. Let's get this brow lamination. I'm always looking for one of these kinds of products that I will love. Let's put this in my brow and see how she do, the hold of it. It's kind of dry. Okay, let's get a little bit more out here. There we go. I just needed a little more on there. Let's pay attention to how this dries down. Man, I'm not loving my brows today. The new bronzer I got is Infallible. Okay, one of you told me to get this, so I did. Let's get this open and on my face and see. I can't imagine it wouldn't be good, but let's see. All right, so under it we have a mirror. That's nice. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Who told me this? Did we really think it wasn't gonna be? So stoked. That is gorgeous. That has the mark of a high-end bronzer. I like it. Now this is going to be something else because, guys, I don't like liquid blushes at all. But they didn't have this in a color I wanted. So this is called Lumi Liquid Blush. I have it in shade Dewy Worth It. I got it because I love the shade Worth It in their lipstick. We'll come back to that. Hold that thought. Did we think there wasn't going to be a doe foot? I don't know why the doe foot is that color. It's almost an orangey color, but that's not the color of the blush. Let's put a dab there and see what happens. Ooh. Okay, we're going to need to be careful. Careful. Really careful. Okay, here we go. We're going to put a little bit just right there. For crying out loud, we just need a tab. A tab. Do you guys remember Tab, the drink? I probably wouldn't take the doe foot and go on my foot, but on my foot? How is that doing? Ugh. I mean, I'm just not a liquid. Okay, I'll take that back. There are circumstances, like when I'm got sunscreen on, you know what I mean? I will do that for sure. But typically, I do not. Let's use their Infallible 3-second setting mist. I reviewed this before. Oh yeah, I remember you. It feels like I just put hairspray all over my face. I have been thoroughly enjoying myself this month in the Fritzzyville basket using the L'Oreal Infallible Lip Liner. No, this is Color Riche, and they're probably Color Riche lipstick here. Both of them in the shade Worth It. So I saw this. This is a liquid, and it's in Worth It. So I wanted to see, how do they do? Here's the doe foot, so you can see how that is. I did not exfoliate my mouth. So, okay, it's pretty opaque. Not completely opaque. As you can see the spot right there, just a little bit, but pretty good. Let me go do my hair and change my clothes, and then I'll be back to tell you my final thoughts on this makeup. As I said when I used this, I wish I hadn't got this color. And what I really wish is that they had the smoky ones. I think those are new, but they were all sold out of those, so I couldn't get it. And you know, this is beautiful. I love it. I just wish I'd gotten a different shade, and that's why I went in the middle then with the La Mercier caviar sticks. No, I'm going to tell you, I've had all of the caviar sticks, matte ones, the shimmery ones. I've definitely got my preferences to those. These are like those. The shade is beautiful. This one, like I said, it's just that my own lids are this color. So to me, it doesn't seem like I should have got a lighter one. But like I said, I did go back over the top in the center. I like lighter color in the center. I used Moonlight from La Mercier, and then Little Bit and Pulp Nongi from my own palette to kind of help it out. I thought I had ordered 2 of these. I did not. You're looking for something comparable to the cult favorite caviar sticks from La Mercier, I think that you would be satisfied with this. Next up is the eyeliner. This here is the Infallible Grip. It has a little sponge on one end, retractable. I love the shade I got it in, which is a brown gray. It's taupe gray, actually, number 210, taupe gray. I feel comfortable with it being underneath my eyes and not being too drastic. All right, well, let's see. It is still in my tight line. Okay, that's good. And it's a little bit in my waterline. Okay, which I expected it to come out. I really like how creamy it is. And when I open my new Stilo, we'll see how they compare with each other. But for today, I'm giving this a thumbs up. I think that it's extraordinary that it's still in my tight line. And it didn't do so bad in the waterline. Of course, I didn't, I just took it on the outside and whatever went in. But normally, very few eyeliners will stay in my waterline. They're gone by the time I do my hair. After that, we did the brows. Okay, here's what I gotta say. This I do love. I love the way this pencil behaves. It is the Brow Stylist Definer. I just wish I had gotten it in Brunette instead of Taupe. It's a little bit light to be in the front, and then when I tried to use the darker product in the front, I don't enjoy the way my brows are today. But I do love both of these products. And I do want to say, as I was putting this on, I noticed I was getting black on me, and I've used this for a little bit now. It's the L'Oreal Faux Brow. It's coming out different. Like the nicks started after you used it for a while. It started like splurting out when you take off the cap, flinging the product everywhere on top of my shirts, ruining them. That's not what this is doing. It's kind of leaking out here where that tip goes on, and it's drying there, okay? It's not running down the pen. I don't have flinging or leaking coming from the Maybelline product, but I do so love this because I love those 2 prongs on there. I love being able to draw 2 lines and the right distance apart versus 1 line at a time. So I would still buy this. I love it. And I would get this again, but I'd get it in maybe Brunette. Now the brow lamination, it does seem to be holding them. It doesn't have as much sticky, hard, concrete feel to it like the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. So if you don't like that about Benefit's 24-Hour Brow Setter, you might like this. I would rather have 24-Hour Brow Setter or the Sephora one than this. This is not my favorite product at all. So no, this one gets a thumbs down from me. I finished the eye look with the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift. And as I showed you, the wand is why this is a different mascara than regular Telescopic. But like Telescopic, it gives you this elongated, lengthened lash. I think this is just fine. And I could probably build it up even more, but it's a lengthening mascara. And that's what it did. It gave me a lengthened lash. But I like volume 2. So probably I won't buy this anymore because I don't enjoy buying 2 mascaras. I really want a mascara that does both. I want to be right on the brink of Tammy Faye Baker.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I want to be almost there, but not quite. Maybe you already have really thick lashes and you're just looking for length. This, I think, is preferable to the regular telescopic because, like I said, you got that flat side that you can push your lashes upward. Then we used this primer, the Prime Lab up to 24-hour matte setter. It has 1% LAH salicylic acid in it. It's a grippy primer that mattifies your makeup. Lancome got rid of the one this duped. All right. I still like this primer, but when it came to the foundation, I hate this. I hate it. Just going to tell you that right now. Crap. Don't get it. That just made me have to go down on the floor and get this. That was so immature of me.
Well, then you need to grow up.
If you watched me put this on, and you really should, okay, you'll know that, first of all, it has an offensive smell. This could be the best product on the planet for this, and I still wouldn't wear it because of this smell. In fact, at $19, I took the thing back, and I made the girls over at Ulta smell it. They didn't enjoy it either. I don't know what the smell is, but I don't like it. It does dissipate after you've got it on. This is supposed to be comparable to Lancome's Care and Glow in 1110. It is not. Lancome's Care and Glow in 1110 is more of a rosy undertone. This is neutral, so it's not cool or warm, but it looks yellow. And I mean, you can't do this in a drugstore because they won't let you. But put the foundation or the concealer right here in the web of your hand, and then look at what it does on wrinkles and see. Because that's what it's going to look like on your face. If it falls into wrinkles here, it's going to on your face too. I mean, right now, it doesn't look so bad on my face, but what you can't see, what I can see that you can't see, is that it's dotting, polka dotting in my pores. It has something in it that turns to like a powder. So I wouldn't suggest putting powder on this. I think it would make it look that much worse, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
She had high hopes. She had high hopes.
Such disappointment.
Then I did the bronzer situation, and my favorite bronzer, and I've kept it for years. I won't get rid of this because they don't make it anymore, and I love this L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. This is so perfect. There are high-end bronzers that I would pass over to use this. It's beautiful. And I can't find this thing anywhere, so it doesn't get decluttered. But one of you told me to try this one. This, absolutely. I'm still not going to declutter this because I love it. But if you can't get this, of course, this is a stunner. This is beautiful. I think that this is comparable to using Lancome's bronzer. It's really, really nice. So big thumbs up. In fact, let me secure that so I don't drop it from my lap to the floor. I give it 2 thumbs up, but not this. I'm not enjoying this. This could be me, all right, because I'm just lousy with this. You've got a product, I'm sure, that you don't like because you're not very good at doing it. All right, well, that's me and cream or liquid. No, not cream, but liquid blushes. No. And I feel like this is kind of blotchy. But did anybody die? No, nobody died, okay, but I don't like it. I will never use it again. It's just not something I can control very well. So I don't like it. I much prefer a powder. And I'm sure, though, that I would love this shade in a powder blush if they ever had it. But I want to try the Infallible, like that bronzer in the blush. Sound off below. Am I right? Is it beautiful? Because I got a feeling it'd probably be like a Lancome blush, but I don't enjoy this. I'm kind of sorry that I went ahead and did it. And like I said, the whole reason was because they were out of the shades that I could use in the Infallible powder, but Worth It is why I went ahead and did this. Because I can use the Worth It lipstick on my cheeks and it looks beautiful. Then I set my face with this. I think this is hairspray. I think they said, let's see if we can get these suckers to buy hairspray for their face and we'll charge them this much money for it. Let's see. Does it work like hairspray? I think that it smells like hairspray. Guys, it's even worse than the hairspray. These are the ingredients in Elnet, their hairspray. And 3 of these are actually in the setting spray. Look how horrible this is. Please don't put this on your face. I wanted it because it's a spray in a can. And because I love that one from Morphe so much, I keep looking for this product like that one because I don't want to give my money to Morphe. I think they're a shady company and I don't want them to have my money. So in case you've ever wondered why Mary doesn't review Morphe, that's why. But anyway, yeah, I had high hopes for this. I don't like it. I may as well go in there and get the can of Tresemme, it'd smell better, and just put it on my face too, because that's what this is like. No, don't like it. Thumbs down.
Moments later.
This is crunchy on my hair. So it's like a little bitty tiny hairspray that they've decided to call setting spray and upcharge you for it. And then we have the lipstick. I love this shade, worth it. And I'm going to take the liner, okay, and go around because I was kind of sloppy when I put this on. But this does not feel horrible at all. You know, some liquid lips, you don't want it on. You want to just get it off of you because you're not enjoying how it feels on your mouth. But I don't mind this feeling at all. And that can't be said for a lot of drugstore liquid lips. So let's see here. Little, but not a lot of transfer. I love it actually. So I give this a thumbs up too. So this product, along with the others that I gave you a thumbs up on, I will let you know if something changes through the day that causes me to change my mind, but this gets a thumbs up too. And that brings us to our goodbye. Until next time anyway, if the Lord's willing. So I just want to let you know that you are a blessing to me and that if you're not feeling blessed, just go be a blessing to somebody else and watch how that turns around. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.